Well, according to government sources, there are some expected outcomes from President Putin's visit to India, and here are some of these. The visit is going a long way in strengthening economic cooperation. President Putin is traveling with a large group of business persons. India expects to improve the trade deficit with Russia. So that's to reduce that trade deficit. And multiple avenues being worked out to increase Indian exports to Russia. Exports in the field of pharmaceuticals, automobiles, agricultural products, including marine products. Indian businesses and products will get a bigger market, and this will also boost job creation and the well-being of Indian farmers. So there are multiple agreements also and MOUs which are expected in the field of shipping, healthcare, fertilizers, connectivity. And there's also cooperation that's to be seen in people-to-people relations, mobility partnerships, culture and scientific cooperation. So India and Russia share a 78-year legacy of stable, time-tested partnership, and the bond between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the Russian President Putin reflects the depth of this strategic partnership, strengthened further through annual summits and also 2+2 dialogue. Their regular high-level engagement continues to drive cooperation across political, defense, economic and technological domains. Mohammad Abzurul Hassan has the details.
Russia has been a long-standing and time-tested partner for India. Under the strategic partnership, several institutionalized dialogue mechanisms operate at both political and official levels to ensure regular interaction and follow up on cooperation activities. The bilateral relationship has remained strong and stable over the past 78 years. In December 2021, a new dimension to the bilateral cooperation was added with the first 2+2 dialogue. Meetings of foreign and defense ministers of both countries started taking place alongside the summit level talks between Prime Minister Modi and President of Russia, Vladimir Putin. So far, 22 annual summits have taken place alternatively in India and Russia. The last summit was held on July 8 and 9, 2024 in Moscow, and President Putin is set to visit India for the 23rd summit in New Delhi. Bilateral trade between India and Russia reached a record high of $68.7 billion in FY 2024-25. India's exports to Russia, $4.9 billion. India's imports from Russia, $63.8 billion. Major items of export from India include pharmaceuticals, organic and inorganic chemicals, iron and steel, and marine products. Major items of import from Russia include oil and petroleum products, vegetable oil, particularly sunflower oil, fertilizers, coking coal, precious stones, and metals. The primary mechanism at the government level for enhancing trade and economic cooperation is the India Russia Intergovernmental Commission for Trade, Economic, Scientific, and Cultural Cooperation. Intensifying the trade and economic relations has been identified as a priority area by both the leaders, who had set the targets of increasing bilateral investment to $50 billion by 2025 and bilateral trade to $100 billion by 2030. India has long standing and wide ranging cooperation with Russia in the field of defense. India Russia military technical cooperation has evolved from a buyer seller framework to one involving joint research, development, and production of advanced defense technologies and systems. RM and Russian Defense Minister co chaired the India Russia Intergovernmental Commission on Military and Military Technical Cooperation. INS Turshil was commissioned into Indian Navy in the presence of RM at the Yantar shipyard in Kaliningrad on 9th of December 2024. On 28 March to 2nd of April 2025, the bilateral naval exercise Indra 2025 between Indian and Russian navies was conducted in two phases: harbor phase at Chennai and sea phase in Bay of Bengal. Science and technology has played a key role in the bilateral India-Russia partnership, especially in the early days after India's independence. India and Russia work together on basic sciences, material science, mathematics, and cutting edge areas like India's manned spaceflight program Gaganyaan, nanotechnologies, etc. India's only nuclear power plant established with another country is in Kundankulam in Tamil Nadu, which is established in collaboration with Russia. The bilateral cooperation is guided by the new roadmap for science, technology, and innovation signed during the 21st Annual Summit in New Delhi in December 2021. In 2024, Prime Minister Modi was conferred upon Russia's highest state decoration, the Order of Saint Andrew the Apostle, the first called for Prime Minister's outstanding contribution to India-Russia ties. Apart from arms and trade, cultural ties from Russia's love for Indian movies to scholarship programs and tourism have helped the two nations to maintain strong relations despite ups and downs. Around 63,000 people of Indian origin live in Russia. Mohammad Absarul Hassan reports for DT India.